Hey guys, it's Jess. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Today you're kind of getting a 2023 Jess's reading wrapped. I have 4 big stacks of books here that I read this year, and I just wanted to kind of tell you about each one that I read, what I rated it in stars, and I'm just so excited to get into the new year and reading all these new books. My TBR is continually growing, but I just wanted to tell you guys about what I read this year. My editor is still down, so I'm going to do another one-take wonder like I did for my in and outs video, so please have grace for that. But let's get started. The first book that I started out with this year was This Is Not the Jess Show. I was completely obsessed with this book. I'm not quite sure how I found it. I think I found it through my friend Sammy. It's about a girl named Jess. She was my age I was her age when I read this book. The trope was giving Truman Show, and I was living for it. I rated this 4 stars. I won't read you my 4 review, but I was pretty obsessed with this book. There was some cussing in it, I do remember, but the romance was so cute and just an overall good YA book. Also, if you don't know, I have a Pango Books account, and at the end of the year, I sell all the books that I don't want to keep on my shelf. I really just like to keep books that I enjoyed. I know they're super pretty, you know, on a shelf, but I don't have a ton of shelf space, and I'm about to go off to college this year, so I'm just keeping the books that I really did enjoy. So I'm going to be making a sell and a keep pile, and this is definitely going in the keep pile. The next book I read was How to Eat Your Bible. Oh, just kidding. I actually read Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. A friend is borrowing this right now. That's why I don't have it in physical form. But I believe I rated this one 5 stars. My internet isn't working super great. Yeah. Oh, 4 stars. I think the reason that this one kind of let me down is it didn't really live up to the hype. It was a great book. Like, it was a really good romance, but it didn't really live up to the hype for me. It was good, though. That's why I rated it 4 stars. And then I read How to Eat Your Bible, and this one I believe I rated 3 or 4 stars. 4 stars. Yeah, it was really good. It was just how to like digest the word and how to like approach reading it and just getting through the whole Bible. It was really great and really practical, and I think I'm gonna keep this one. Next, I read Caraval, which was a super popular fantasy book. This one is a chunker. Like, this is pretty big, and I went into this with high expectations as well. Not as high as Better Than the Movies, but through this, I realized that I'm not really much of a fantasy fan. I don't know, maybe it was just all the details having to digest getting into the Caraval world. I rated this 4 stars because I really liked the romance and the characters, but I found that I just never really liked fantasy, and I didn't really care for this one. So, I don't know, it was okay, but I'll probably end up selling this one because actually, I might keep it because I'm wanting to read, what's it called? Once Upon a Broken Heart, but otherwise I think I would just sell it, but I think I'm going to keep it for now. Then next, okay, we're getting into my thriller era. I started with 5 Total Strangers. It's kind of hard to remember because I'm mixing it up with 5 Survive, but I do remember this one being really unsettling, and it was my first thriller. It's what started my whole thriller era. Oh no, my Wi-Fi isn't working to get my ratings. But I do believe this one was like a 2 or a 3 star. Yeah, it was a 3 star. So it was okay. The back says she thought being stranded was the worst thing that could happen. She was wrong. I don't know, just wasn't my favorite. I think I'll sell this one. Then next I read Outdated by Jonathan J.P. Padluka. And this one was pretty good. Some of his beliefs were a little bit not woke, but I guess progressive. I didn't agree with everything he said in here, and I can't say I would recommend this to someone just because there was some stuff that I didn't agree with, so I'll probably be selling this one. I gave it 4 stars because most of it was good, but there were some things that stuck out that I was like, I don't know, I don't really agree with that. Then next I read one of my favorite books from the whole year. This book is, oh my Lanta. This book is pretty much my whole heart. I've been recommending it to people all year. It's so underrated. I feel like it's an indie book, but it's also not. It's a teen book written in 2015, Things We Know by Heart. The romance in this was so sweet, and the drama, like the health drama, was not too much. I rated this one 5 stars, 100% keep in any lifetime. Then next I read You've Reached Sam, which was a really sad book. It was supposed to be a romance, and I mean, it was okay. I gave it 3 stars. It's just not something I would reread, not something I would recommend. The storyline was a little bit bland, if I'm being honest, and also all these reviews are subjective because they're just my opinion, so don't let what I say, unless it's like the book was inappropriate, like don't let what I say keep you from reading the book. But it was just kind of mid, so I think I'm gonna sell it. It's just not something I really want to keep on my shelf. And then next I read The Refiner's Fire, which I don't have a copy of this because I got a free e-copy. This was by a friend that I met online named Rue, and she wrote this book of poetry, and it was really, really beautiful, and I got to read it online, and it was really cool. I rated it 4 stars. I thought it was great. Then next, last year I read the whole selection series, so this year I had to carry on after reading, what was it called? The Betrothed, and I read The Betrayed, which this one was really good. I was hoping that the story would continue after this, but I think it's just a duology, if I'm correct. I gave it 4 stars, so it was pretty good. I think I'll keep it just to go kind of with The Betrayed, so I like have the 2 together. Then next, my second book in my thriller era was That Weekend. To be honest with you, I literally remember nothing that happened. I could not tell you what's in this book. All I know is that it was like prom weekend, and they went up to a mountain. Okay, now I'm remembering. I didn't really care for this. It didn't stick out to me like you saw. Like, I literally hardly remember anything that's in this. And I really only want to keep thrillers if they really, like, got me, you know? And this one was just kind of weird. I don't know. I think I'm just going to sell it. I actually got this one on Pango Books, so it's just going back on the market, to be honest. Next, I read Authentically Izzy, and I think this was one of the first Christian romance novels that I read. I believe this was YA, maybe it's not, but it didn't really matter because it was so clean and it was really cute. Honestly, it was pretty slow for like half of it. It was about a long distance relationship, which, if you don't know this about me, the majority of my friends are long distance. I have like 5+ close friends that live far, and so hearing about like their long distance relationship through like email and call was just really cute. There was like an obsession with a Hobbit in this book, and I have like some PTSD with the Hobbit, so that wasn't my favorite, but it was okay. I was able to look past the Hobbit-y stuff, and it was cute. It was just cute, so I'm gonna keep that. And then next I read the second book in the This Is Not the Jess world. This is not the Jess, what's it called? Show. This is not the Jess world. Oh my gosh. I read This Is Not the Real World. That's why I got it mixed up. Okay. And this was just kind of a continuation of This Is Not the Jess Show. In the first book, some of the kids ran away, and this was kind of like what happened after they ran away. The cover is really cool though. I really like that. I do remember there being a spicy scene in this book that they really could have left out. It was a little bit disappointing just to see like kids in this world, or like how teens are portrayed, to just give themselves up so easily to like the flesh was pretty sad to see in this book. But other than that, I really like this storyline, and I really like keeping duologies together, so I definitely want to keep this one. And I gave that one, I gave it 3 stars. Hold on. Oh, okay. I remember why I gave it 3 stars. Did I tell y'all what I gave this? Hold up. I'm sorry. I gave this one, I think it was 4 stars. And then going back to this one, I gave it 3 stars because it didn't really meet the expectations of the first book. I know it was probably like hard to continue that when you come out with such a banger like This Is Not the Jess Show, and I think it was just kind of hard to continue in this one. There was a couple trigger warnings. Also, on my Goodreads review, I put trigger warnings for every single book, so if you're wondering, I'm pretty brutally honest. Because I'm a teen Christian reviewer, I'm gonna tell you what's in the book, so without, you know, spoiling it. But there was one inappropriate scene. Not much was described, but it was there. I found myself wishing there was more details in this book. So 3 stars, but I'm still going to keep it just because I did like it. Next, I was finally allowed to read The Hunger Games at age 17, and it was amazing, to say the least. I am Team PETA all the way. Also, I love Josh Hutcherson, so this was a pretty good book. It was a fast-ish read. I think it took me around a month. I'm a pretty slow reader, guys, but of course, I enjoyed this book. I gave it 5 stars, and I'm about to get into book 3. Something is like holding me back. Like, for some reason, I'm not wanting to get into it, but I know it's gonna be good. So 5 stars for this one. Then next, I jumped on the hype of last year and read The Summer I Turned Pretty. I don't know how to feel about this book. I gave it 3 stars because it was cute, but I don't know, it just wasn't it for me. I'm gonna read over my review to see kind of why I felt that way. Oh, I heard the other 2. Oh my gosh, this is the letter I got from my Pango bookseller. I have to read this to you guys. I know I've already read it to y'all, but this made me so happy. Jess, thank you so much for your purchase. I hope that you enjoy this book as much as I did. I didn't realize that it was a YA book until I bought it. I'm 43, haha. Anyway, it brought me right back to the summer I turned pretty. So many memories. Oh my gosh, that makes me want to cry. For that reason, I want to keep this book, just because it was a cute book. I didn't like obsess over it or anything. Team Jeremiah, by the way. I don't know, I didn't end up watching the show, so because I watched the first 2 episodes and it was getting a little inappropriate, so I was like, no, I'm not gonna watch it. But Team Jeremiah so far, I don't think I'm gonna read the other 2 books. It was okay. It was a cute summer read. It was definitely overhyped, but as a standalone, I liked this one, so I think I'll keep it. Oh my gosh, this is like Keep or Return. I used to do this for like Ipsy videos. Oh my gosh, that's a really bad flashback. Okay, next in my thriller, suspense, mystery era, I read The Girl Who Knew Too Much, which honestly, this is just giving, but it's it's kind of giving Wonder by Shawn Mendes, you know, that album cover? That's what it's giving. This book was going to be right up my alley. My friend Sammy told me I needed to get this book because it was going to be so much up my alley. A girl is literally starring in a Survivor-like show, which Survivor is my favorite show, so I had such high hopes for this one. It's low-key thick, and I gave it 3 stars, and let me tell you why. This book took so long to get exciting. Like, I was waiting and waiting and waiting for drama, for romance, for a murder to happen, like something, and it took so long. And I think that's like the prolonged action is what caused me to give this 3 stars. I was really wanting this to work out. I think this is gonna be a maybe. I don't know, maybe keep, maybe give away, I mean sell, so I'm gonna keep that over there. Next, I read True Feelings, which this is a Christian book. It's little, but I personally gave it 3 stars because I feel like unless you're really struggling with identifying what you're feeling, it's not the greatest book to read. I just like found myself, it took me 7 months to read, you guys. Like, it just took me a long time to get into, and obviously it's a Christian book, it's not meant for entertainment, but I just found it hard to focus during it. Like, sometimes I didn't know what she was saying, so I think I'm probably gonna sell this one. Next, oh my love, I love this book so much, along with Things We Know by Heart, The Reunion. Not them literally looking so cute together, but this book is a standalone romance that I would recommend 100 times over. Why did I give it 4 stars? 4.5 stars. Okay. This was a really good summer romance. I forget how I found this. I think I was just scrolling on Pango and I saw it and I was like, that looks cute. This was, for some reason, I'm obsessed with reality shows, reality competition, it doesn't matter. But these were like 2 co-stars that used to star in like a show kind of like Fuller House, and they like fall in love later in life. Oh my word, so cute. It did not disappoint. I loved it. Next, I'm definitely keeping that. Next, I read Catching Fire from the Hunger Games, and this one was pretty good too. I hear this is like a couple people's favorite Hunger Games book. I don't know, it was okay to me. I gave it 4 stars. It was just about as good as the first one. I liked getting to hear more of the story, so I think I'm gonna keep it. Next, I read The Matchbreaker Summer, which I got this as like a blind date with a book. I bought it from this girl named Alice. She does really cute like wrapping for her books, and she picked this one out for me from something similar to my TBR, I believe, or maybe it was on my TBR. This one was really cute. I give it 4 stars. It just wasn't anything special though, to be honest with you. Like, I wouldn't reread it. Like, it was a little bit cute, but too much drama between girls and like this one guy. It was a little bit cliche, so I think I'm just gonna sell that. And then next, anything by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Oh my word, I'm in love with it always. I read The Brothers Hawthorne. I buddy read this with one of my friends. I also read it while I was on a cruise, so it was magical as always. 5 stars, like, period. I almost said Jeremiah, and then I almost said Peta. What is his name? He's literally like a synonym to Jeremiah and Peta to me. Jameson. We love him, but also getting Grayson's POV in this was very interesting. It was, I will say that. But I'm so excited for the new book to come out. Whenever I flipped this last page, I literally screamed. Like, what? I can't wait for that to come out. I'm literally going to be going off to college, though, whenever it comes out. So, hopefully I'll have time to read it. 5 stars, obviously. Then I read something for school that I'm not even going to talk about because it was like 0 stars. And then there were some more books that I read on audiobook, and I would pop up pictures, but my editor is not working. So just imagine. I read 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. I think she wrote A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Yes, she did. The book is sitting right there in front of my face. 5 Survive was okay. If I owned it in person, I probably would sell it, but it was just an audiobook, so we don't have to mess with that. But I think I gave it like 3-ish stars. It was okay. Yeah, 3 stars. I had to click the spoilers button for this review because I just had to rant unfiltered. There was a character I hated so much. I can't even tell you. I was so done with him by the end of the book. Like, and apparently it was like a common opinion because there was a lot of reviews on like hating him. And then, so that was like a thriller. And then I fell into the Natasha Preston fandom. Oh my word. I listened to my first book from her. It was called The Island. 5 stars. A bunch of like influencers get sent to this like amusement park island to like test it out and try it out and like advertise for it. Oh my goodness. It was amazing. 5 stars. I wish I had that one in person. And then I listened to The Lost by Natasha Preston. This was one of my least favorites from her. It was just kind of weird. Oh wait. Just kidding. 4 stars. I'm getting them mixed up. I've listened to so many of her books. 4 stars. Okay, let me look at my review because I'm like, I thought this one was bad. Okay. This book was harsh, but it was also empathetic and sweet. Okay. I do remember liking this one. This one, The Fear by Natasha Preston. Guys, like, if you're gonna read Natasha Preston, I would just skip over this one. This one was 3 stars for me. My least favorite one to date. Did not like it. Then next, I read If We Were Villains, probably one of the biggest letdowns of my entire reading year. I was so excited for this dark academia vibes. Like, the vibes were there, but the story was not. I don't get the hype behind this. The characters, I was pretty invested in the characters' lives, I will say that, but it was very spicy. There was so much cussing. I was so done with the cussing. But I did appreciate the Shakespeare and the Latin woven throughout this book. Even though it's literally gorgeous, I'm gonna have to sell it. Like, 1 star for me. I was really, really disappointed in this book. Then next, I listened to Still Hung Up on You, which was an Audible original. And, oh, guys, when I tell you it was the cheesiest thing, I was, no. 2 stars. The narrator also played a huge part in the way the book impacted me, and the narrator was really bad and really cheesy. It was 2 stars. Then next, I saw this on Pango Books and I had to buy it. We ship it. Was, oh my gosh, my feelings are so mixed on this book. I gave it 3 stars. Oh my gosh, my review literally says this is a book I'm kind of confused whether to keep or sell on Pango at the end of the year. This setting is a dream setting. Like, cruise ships are the best place for literally any story setting. A thriller, a murder, a romance, like a drama. You can do so much on a cruise ship, but I was pretty disappointed by the content of this book. Even in the back of this book, the author says that she can't wait for her daughter to read a censored version of this book, which, like, Red Flag. Oh my goodness, I really did rant in this review, so I think this is probably gonna go in the maybe pile. Next, I listened to, my bad, Passion and Purity by Elizabeth Elliot on Audible, and this was one of the best books of the year for sure. If I could recommend it and give a copy to every single teen in my life, and honestly young adult, I would. I even ordered myself a physical copy because I love this book so much. Easy 5 stars. Then next on my thriller list, I listened to You Will Be Mine by Natasha Preston because it was a free book. I gave it 3 stars. It was mid. It wasn't as bad as The Fear, but it wasn't as good as The Island and The Lost. So it was just kind of mid. Then next, I read You Don't Know My Name, which is like such a random indie... Oh, it's not a standalone, my bad. It's the start of a series. It's about this girl who like kind of lives this double agent life because her parents are double agents. I loved it. I really did love this one. I think I gave it like 4 or 5 stars. 4, yeah. I really liked this, so I'm definitely going to keep it, and I'm going to try to continue this series. The romance was kind of a subplot, and I really enjoyed that about this book. Next, oh, this makes me so happy. Next, I read The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which it's getting the hype it deserves. Like, I had seen these, I saw the covers, I was like, not going to read it. These are the new covers, by the way. I gave this 5 stars, chef's kiss, the characters, the love triangle. I cannot. She literally never misses. She never misses. I can't wait to continue this series. I have the rest of the series on my shelf right now. It's looking at me, and I can't wait to read it. Keep. Then lastly, I read Shatter Me. I don't have the words. I do not have the words. I still haven't written my review on this, and I finished it like last week. I'm still getting my thoughts together about it. My friend has been hyping this up forever, and I never understood why, and I do now. Oh my, 100 times over. Keep 5 stars. I can't wait to finish the series. And then I read Destroy Me, which is the 1.5 novella, Warner's POV, which was very, very interesting. I liked it. I think I give it 4 stars if I'm correct. 4 stars. And then, yeah, that's my reading wrapped of 2023. I'm really happy with everything I got to consume and read this year. Like, I had a good reading year, you guys. Like, this whole pile of keeps has my heart. I can't wait to find new favorites this next year. And also, if you would like to buy any of these books, which I know I didn't talk highly of all of them, but if you want to gift it to someone, or there's just something you're wanting to read anyway, I'm selling them all on my Pango Books. I'm listing them today, which it's Monday today. You'll be seeing this on Thursday, but they'll already be up on my shop if you want to go snag one of them. They'll be heavily discounted from their original price, so head over to my Pango Book shop. It's in my description to snag one of those. So thank you for putting up with this 0 editing, 1 take wonder. I will see you guys soon. Bye.